Not in a racist way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Screenshots, the Drinking Game Movie Podcast. The Gray Man. So many people thought this was actually going to be really bad, but a lot of people actually ended up liking it. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is, I think it's at 91. And for, Netflix's action movie track record, most of their action movies are pretty bad. We had Six Underground. We had the one with...
Red Notice.
We had Red Notice. What's the one with one of the Hemsworths?
Extraction.
That was like those weren't. I mean, the Red Notice was fun, but the other two were just not good. I couldn't make it through those. But anyway, Netflix keeps screwing up on all the action movies, but this one's different, and we like it so far. Hopefully, Netflix can continue. Johnny, I can't really ask you what it's making, but what's it about?
Well, first of all, is it the Gray with an A or an E? Guess what it is.
Well, it's an A.
Okay, correct. Okay, so the Gray Man, right? What'd you say? What's it? What?
It's 91% Rotten Tomatoes
No, what?
for audience score.
I don't know anything about stuff like that. But no, just ask me what it's about and what's making.
What's it about? What's it making?
All right. Well, what it's about, the Gray Man, is about it's Hamilton Howard Albert Fish was an American serial killer, rapist, child molester, and cannibal who committed a minimum of 3 child murders in July 1924 to June 1928.
What are you talking about?
He was also known as the Gray Man, the Werewolf of Wisteria, the Brooklyn Vampire, the Moon Maniac, and the Boogeyman.
What is that?
That's the Gray Man.
What Gray Man?
The Gray Man.
The movie on Netflix, The Gray Man.
Oh, the movie The Gray Man. Why didn't you just say so?
Wait, what are you looking at?
I was looking at famous American serial killer Albert Fish, who was nicknamed the Gray Man. I mean, this guy was a real.
Wait, was he actually?
This guy was a real
No.
jerk. He was a real jerk.
Okay, no, wait.
All right,
What's happening?
The Gray Man. So it's Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, the Russo brothers are back, baby.
That's not a heart attack.
Huh? And they're making this movie. It's Netflix's biggest movie ever. It's supposed to be their big franchise starter, and it's an action thriller. And the logline is: when the CIA's most skilled operative, whose true identity is known to none, accidentally uncovers dark agency secrets, a psychopathic former colleague puts a bounty on his head, setting off a global manhunt by international assassins. That is a classic, new, original premise for a spy movie that has never been done before on any level whatsoever.
You know the first thing I thought?
Such an original premise.
I was watching, and at one point I was like, this is if Fast and Furious was a good movie.
This is if Fast and Furious had the creative rights to James Bond or something like that.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
But I also think it's good.
It is good.
You like it?
I do like it.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it or anything or defend it on any level apart from the fact that it's just I liked what do you call it? It's kind of just like candy. It's you can't, even though it's shitty for you and it's not very, it's just sugar, but you still like it sort of.
Yeah.
There's nothing particularly new and interesting that the movie does with the genre or the spy stuff. Well, actually, there's a couple things I like what they do with the spy stuff, but but I like the characters a lot. The characters sold this for me, and they're the reason why I would like to see a sequel, which there is going to be a sequel and a spinoff apparently. They announced that today. Stop doing spinoffs.
Yeah.
Come on. Better Call Saul is the only one that can do it. But whenever I hear, they're making an HBO Max spinoff, it's what are you doing? I don't want to see that. Except for
fucking Disney Plus is making, that woman from WandaVision, the bad girl person?
Yeah, Agatha.
They're making a spinoff about Agatha.
I can't wait until I have to watch that. But let me see. Oh yeah, so the first action scene opens up, right? And I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I have no idea what's going on. They're doing this weird camera stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell is happening. And they're trying. I'm like, all right, at least they're trying a new thing with this weird.
It's a drone.
With this weird action stuff. And then luckily, the movie's action scenes got cleared up much better, and they got a lot better as it went on. But what did you think about the opening and stuff?
Well, I actually thought that this was one of the only action movies with large fight scenes or long fight scenes that had good action.
Yeah, they go on for a long time in this movie.
Yeah, whereas most movies, it's sporadic cuts and whatever. This was some of it wasn't believable, but I think the spectacle of those drone shots, which we're not used to, you don't see that a lot. I think that's That's pretty new.
It's like kind of a new thing.
Yeah, it's like new. Which, by the way, there's a scene where one of the extras has to dodge out of the way from the drone. I was like,
really?
holy shit, that guy almost got hit. Like, yeah, he like looked at it, freaked out, and dove away. But the action I thought was really good. I think the choreography was really good. But what I also think is cool about the opening is I always think about that thing where it's like I want the movie to start where the story starts. I don't want any like fluff. And are you okay with, because in the movie, in the beginning of the movie, they show you a normal day for our character and then pull you back and see like back in time how it was. Do you like that movies?
I didn't mind it in this movie because in this movie it went to a plot that I was like enjoying. Like I was like, okay, good, this is good enough, whatever. And then it did that jump, and I go, oh, we're gonna do this jump thing, and I didn't really mind that because it worked on a character level much better. Like it introduced a character dynamic that I really enjoyed. So I didn't mind the movie taking that step back and doing this like extended flashback sequence because I really enjoyed that. But I will say that it is like, let me see what I wrote. It's thin on any kind of substance really.
I agree.
But I like I said, the characters are very good, and I think the performances are very good. I think Chris Evans is absolutely fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, but
even though like sometimes I'm like, there's no way. Like it got kind of cartoonish because the whole thing, it's like, okay, so what's this movie saying? It's like, oh, it's just saying how like these agencies and these private security corporation type things are kind of out of control and they can just have like this free reign. And then they do things where you're like, that could never happen. Or that would never happen.
One more thing.
It seems implausible within the tone of the movie like that it's set.
When you talk about, you mentioned James Bond before, and I actually think if you mix James Bond and Fast and Furious together, yeah, you would get this movie. Because in James Bond, there's like the character plot, like what the characters want, and you believe it, you like it, you can't wait to see what happens to James Bond and all the people he's partnered with, right?
Yeah.
But you're also really invested in the actual problem, like the most recent No Time to Die, the problem of, oh, we're creating viruses that infect people based on
after the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, based on their DNA. Like that's scary, and I'm invested in that. I want to know what's going on with that. In this movie, there's a main purpose for any of the people. Like,
also, I'm sorry to interrupting yourself. You said movie.
Okay. There's a main purpose for everyone doing what they're doing in this movie, and then there's like that sub purpose for why everyone's doing what they're doing in this movie. And we'll get to what those things are in spoilers. But the main purpose, like what the agencies are arguing about, I couldn't care less about.
Yeah.
I actually don't even know what it was, honestly.
I will give this movie props because most of the action is like fully practical. Like there was one glaring sequence in this movie that I'm like, that is some terrible CGI, like a video game cutscene. Okay. And I won't say what it is, but it involves a plane. The interior of that sequence is very good, and then once they go outside of that action sequence, it is absolutely like very bad. And then there's one scene later where there's like some kind of weird green screen. But I think the action does very well because it's very very practical and you can and solid and stuff like that. And there's no rubbery guys running around like everything.
Rubbery, yeah, exactly.
I will say that the sound design was weird. Did you think the sound design was weird? It was like sometimes there would be a punch and it'd be like it felt like they should have cranked some of that sound up.
I didn't notice.
I noticed it a few times. It's like especially they're in the club and there's music pumping and there's people dancing but then the music never really turns, like all you hear is like the bass of the music. There's really no, like when Ana de Armas and Ryan Gosling talk for the first time in one of the opening scenes, they're at this club and there's like no sound for the music. It's just them talking and you're like, why is this is weird.
I guess looking back maybe, yeah. I guess because when I watch movies, especially movies with fighting in it, like I'm always just critiquing the fighting. I always just want to see how they're moving because that's what I'm interested in. So I during any moment, even the scene you just mentioned doesn't have any fighting in it. All the scenes with fighting in it, I was just focusing on the choreography. Like you mentioned the whole CGI thing with that one scene.
Yeah,
I actually didn't notice any CGI problems that much. I did on one other scene though.
You didn't that one sequence
there was one.
You did not notice CGI.
There was one CGI thing I noticed in a scene that involved a train.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Yeah.
That's also because
that's what I was talking about later.
not much fighting was going on when I noticed that.
Also, they actually do a lot of good stuff with the fight. Like this isn't a spoiler because they released a clip of the movie, and it's not a plot spoiler, but there's a scene where like Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling, their characters meet in person for the first time, and Ryan Gosling beats up a bunch of guys. Don't even worry about it. And then Chris Evans shows up and like punches him, and then just like sprays an entire can of pepper spray in Ryan Gosling's face. And in a movie, like usually you're used to this guys being like but Ryan Gosling, like since he's like a super tough guy, like which I bought in this movie, he just goes, "Come on, man," and he's just like sitting there with his eyes closed, like, "What's up?" like squinting, and I'm like, I like that. That's like It's like these guys are way like they're at this level, like it's so good.
Also, it's people like Ryan Gosling and even Chris Evans and people like fucking
Anna de Armas.
No. We just talked about him. Ryan Reynolds. Sorry, people like them. They always end up somehow playing the same character in all their movies, but it works every single fucking time. Like Ryan Gosling, like
he's literally me.
You're so fucking lucky, bro. I was gonna put that down. Holy shit. Anyway, he acts the same way, like that, like passive, like like that's his thing. And then Chris Evans is like that kind of like Skippy kind of like. No matter what role he's playing, even in Knives Out, that's how he was. I just think it's funny how we can see people and believe their character, and be like, that's so good, yet they're the same person every single movie. Also,
yourself, because you said action like 14 times during this podcast. But
I hate that fucking voice, bro.
I love it. It's a good sound effect. I have some fun facts for you. Apparently, Chris Evans was offered the lead role in this as 6. And he turned it down because he wanted to play the villain way more. He was like, "Oh, I want to do the villain. Give me that." And also, Netflix apparently maybe hacked this thing up to make it PG-13 a little bit. I didn't notice that there was no blood in it until no overt blood. Like there's blood like all over people, but like there's no overt blood, like people getting decapitated or whatever. Apparently there was a cut that was screened earlier, like in the year, where people were like, no, it was much bloodier, and the action flowed a lot better. Because sometimes the action editing felt a little weird sometimes, but it felt like there was little bits and pieces taken out of it too. But apparently Netflix maybe went in and hacked this stuff up. Also, the Russo brothers haven't done a critically acclaimed movie since the Avengers movies. After the Avengers, they had Cherry, which Tom Holland, which apparently didn't work, and now they have this.
I remember what's it called, trailers for Cherry, but I saw like 2 and then never heard of that movie ever again.
Yeah, because it was Apple Plus.
Anything it wasn't.
Like I didn't see it because it was on Apple Plus. Coda won Best Picture. I haven't seen it because it's Apple. I don't have it, but I'm gonna get Apple Plus when.
You still haven't seen Coda?
No, it was the only I watched all of them except for Coda for the Oscars, and then Coda won. But yeah, Netflix isn't gonna. They're saying this is their big franchise starter, which I hope it is because I like.
Me too. I do hope it is because remember we like a couple episodes back we were talking about like what are they gonna do now that Stranger Things is basically gone.
Yeah.
And and Netflix is losing a lot of money. What did I say?
Netflix. Netflix is losing a lot of money. Your point?
You never pick words that have to do with the movie. God damn it. Anyway, my point is they're losing a lot of money. I don't know if I should talk. They're losing a lot. They're losing a lot of money, and even though it's like you really shouldn't care because there's so many streaming services. I actually would be pretty upset if Netflix went out. But you know what I learned today is that companies like Amazon, their Amazon Prime, like their Prime Video, they consider that a loss. Everything they buy, everything they put out, all the money they spend, they're saying to themselves, we do not expect or are we trying to get any money from any of the entertainment we put out.
Yeah.
They're only doing it to get people to get Prime accounts so they'll buy Amazon products.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because when you're going up against a company that sells everything on the planet versus Netflix and Hulu and whatever that only has entertainment, you're gonna lose eventually, you know.
Yeah. Want to go to overall thoughts?
Let's go to overall thoughts. Yeah.
So this is where the thing starts.
Whenever you're ready.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Also, there's a fun little thing in this where because Ryan Gosling is playing Ken in Barbie.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Barbie.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Why'd you think I would say that?
Because I knew you were gonna say that because Chris Evans.
So Chris Evans goes. He refers to Ryan Gosling like somebody just killed this Ken doll.
Yeah.
And I think it was before he was cast as Ken. So like, it's actually hilarious that they pointed that out, and then he went up and
awesome.
Ended up being. Where's the alcohol?
I have to go get it. I forget every time. I'm so sorry. It's
really
been
called screenshots.
It's been a year and a half, and somehow I just started forgetting these things.
I don't know. Every time now. So let's say my overall thoughts. You go first.
Oh fuck! I never go first. I liked it. I had fun. I had a lot of fun, and I'm excited. Like we keep saying, I'm excited for Netflix to do a sequel, and even a sequel after that. I think the characters have a lot of.
What would the sequel be called? What color?
The blue man. He never gets laid.
Well, because he's sad all the time.
Did you see him? Because this isn't like not a normal action movie where it's like, or like a James Bond movie where he's always like sleeping around, or a Fast and Furious movie where everyone's always like attractive and they're doing something with their.
Yeah, everybody in this movie is like a supermodel. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like the two girls, especially, but also the guys.
I can't remember. Oh yeah,
Anna de Armas and Jessica Henwick. Are you kidding me?
Jessica
Nobody
Henwick
in the
is
CIA is that attractive. Okay.
Unless you're an agent.
I'm sick of this.
Unless you're an agent.
Yeah, unless you're an agent, because then you have to.
You
be
have
attractive, so you can sleep with targets and get information from.
Yeah,
it.
obviously.
Anyway, my thing. I said on Letterboxd. This movie.
I didn't even finish my overall thoughts, but okay.
All right, you go. We'll say your last.
No,
thing.
it's okay. Go ahead.
All right, so this movie, right, is I like the characters a lot, and I'm excited to see the sequel because that, and I think the characters is the strongest.
I'm excited for the characters.
Yeah, it's the strongest point about it, but it's frequently good and underwhelming at the exact same time, and I think most of that feeling comes to the fact that I know that this had a $200 million budget behind it.
Did that bleed through? Do you think? Like you can tell? Like
tell what?
Like, I'm a little lost on what you said. Like you're underwhelmed and like you were like, yes, this is great at the same time because there's a $200 million.
Yeah, because I thought it should have had more production.
More
for
okay.
Its budget, but so yeah, that's my overall thoughts. I have to come up with a rating system, don't I?
You do have to come
on a scale of white to black, white being bad and black being good, not in a racist way. What would you give this movie?
No, you have to do that. I'm not trying to find out what colors are between white and black. That's impossible. Go ahead.
It's gray. It's the gray area.
I give it.
What do you
shut
mean
up,
you don't
shut
know?
up.
There's one color between them. What do you mean you don't know what colors are? It's one color.
I give it ash gray number 42.
What?
That's a model paint.
Oh, okay, good. Is that good?
It's just a gray. There's so many grays.
What does that translate to?
I forgot. Sorry. I give it a. All right, let's ash gray number 8.
So that's 8 out of 10?
Yeah.
So you thought it was great?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I had a lot of fun.
I will say I will give it a
Don't do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm gonna give it a dark gray.
Oh, creative.
Out of black.
Creative.
So the dark gray man. That's the sequel, the darker
gray
but,
man.
Yeah, so I give that. I guess it's like a 7.4 for me.
Is there a difference between the spelling E and A for gray?
I think it's just a British thing. I don't fucking know.
All right.
So you gave it an 8 and I gave it a 7.4.
Yeah.
7.7. Boom. Trademark.
7.7.
Screenshot score, baby. I got it right.
Johnny has been close to right for the last 4 times.
I was for Thor. I was 0.00 off.
No, for Thor, you were pretty on. I think you had it exactly for Thor.
0.00 off.
Oh, okay.
Which means I was not off. Anyway, let's go. This is spoilers. We
Spoilers.
did 20 minutes. Holy shit!
Spoilers.
When did we start?
I have no idea. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. We're back from spoilers.
Mark's gonna take his shot. Or twice of them.
Yeah, I have to do 2 of these.
You gotta do twice of them.
Yeah,
I just gotta do
fucking
once
hate this.
All right, do it. Come on, do it.
Oh, I hate that.
All right, I'll go, and then you'll go again.
I'm not gonna go right after. Fuck. Holy shit. Yeah, because you're a fucking alcoholic.
Huh?
You're an alcoholic.
I'm not. I just look as,
When we started doing screenshots, I know I've told this
I
story
look
before.
disheveled. What's the word? Disheveled?
Disheveled. When we started doing screenshots, I know I've told this story before, but Johnny wasn't drinking as much as he does now, so he would get drunk a lot quicker. But since we've started, he's been going out to bars more. He's been hanging out with friends and alcohol more. And fuck, man, he like never gets drunk anymore. So you just have a problem. Like no one could drink 3 shots within an hour and not feel something.
3 shots isn't really that much.
Within an hour, within 40 minutes.
It's not that much.
All right.
How about this? You know what I like this movie didn't do?
What?
They didn't do that fucking thing where somebody has an injury there, and they drink the alcohol and they put the stuff on the wound.
How many movies do you know that do that?
Every movie ever made. Where have you been? What are you talking about? What movie does that? I can name like 43 movies if I had the time to do. Like there's so many. It's like such a cliche. And they do a really cool twist on it where he's like, "Hey, could I use this dog mouthwash?" Because they go to a veterinarian's office.
Oh yeah.
That's a weird thing about this movie. Cosmetically, like on the surface, it's kind of like poking fun at the genre, but it doesn't do anything within like the genre that's new. So it kind of just becomes the movie it's making fun of the whole time.
You know, in that scene too, where he's cleaning his wounds, I looked up if EpiPens would do anything for a wound, and it said within 7 minutes it'll like dramatically stop bleeding or slow bleeding. So epinephrine acts. I was like, why would he do that? And I was like, oh shit.
There was some really good MacGyver moments that I enjoyed.
Yeah, like the pit he was in.
Yeah, it's like, but why would there be a water thing there?
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, I like that. What else?
Did you?
What?
Were you convinced that like how it's another like Fast and Furious thing where it's like we ride for family. You know, it's like are you convinced by Six's and the girl, whatever her name is, are you convinced by their like friendship?
The little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the movie. That was the best part of the movie.
I liked it. Like
yeah,
I don't think they opened it up. Like it wasn't the focal point of the movie, so they didn't open it up a lot. But somehow I was still like, no, I believe this. I definitely.
It was
believe
a little
this.
bit choppy in how like they one sequence and then I feel like she should have been at least more naturally prevalent in the movie. I don't know. It felt like that her kind of presence in the way you used her was a little choppy, but I think it worked on an emotional level very well.
Yeah.
But I liked how they like there was little moments where like he throws her the gun and it's not loaded. She's like, "Who throws an empty gun?" It's like you never throw a loaded gun. Are you kidding me? But then the fight scene at the end with him and Chris Evans.
I have a problem with that fight scene.
But it's so good though. He's like slashing them all up and he looks so cool.
But my problem is that at the end of the movie, we're gonna give shit because this makes sense.
All right, just say
at the end of the movie, you fucking won, and then the guy's like, "Now let's fight." And instead of letting his partner take the shot on Chris Evans, he's like, "You know what? You get out of here. I'm gonna fight this guy." When the movie could have been over in a minute, and you could have been away with this girl and your partner.
Anna de Armas could have shot him.
Yeah.
Chris Evans didn't have a gun.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he had the flare.
Yeah. So everyone would be able to go scot-free. They would have been able to live a life they wanted to while Chris Evans was stuck in a maze bleeding or whatever.
Yeah, but then Jessica Henwick wouldn't have been able to shoot him at the end. Saw that coming a million miles away.
So it's just it's this fucking I like no one would do that. Like Ryan Gosling's number 6. Are you really going to do that? Come on.
Yeah, but this guy's number 7.
Wow. Is he actually? No.
I don't know.
Imagine.
Because that'd be James Bond.
They're all criminals,
But like,
right?
how many times have you seen this premise? Like, an agent's working for a thing, and then he kills somebody who used to be him, like an agent, and then the people he's working for, they're not good, and then they find out, then they send every assassin to go kill him. But I did like, yeah.
I like
also,
that.
this is a superhero movie. They just like the Russo brothers just like made another superhero movie without superheroes in it because Ryan Gosling is literally unkillable in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
like that.
Like he 40 million, of the world's best agents ever could tear up a town square, and he has a pistol and
he's handcuffed to
a fucking thing. He's basically an Avenger. Put him in the Avengers.
I like I
like that sequence though.
Yeah, when Chris Evans was like, I want every team on him or whatever, and then we start seeing all the teams like get ready, and he was like, "There's not a safe house he could hide. Everyone's the enemy now." Like, I thought that was cool. Like the second that happened, I audibly said, Amanda was sitting right next to me. I said, "Oh, this is gonna be a good movie." Like I was like, "That's cool."
Yeah. I liked how that one guy who captured 6, he walks in, he's like, "Where's my money?" And then Chris Evans just fucking shoots him a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah. That was brutal because I feel like that's exactly – I feel like in most movies they make you hear, like screaming. It's like, no, that guy's just dead.
Yeah. What was the girl's name? Francine, where he's like, "I got shot in the ass, Francine."
Yeah,
he's limping all over the place.
Yeah.
Like that stuff, like this should have worked It should have worked as more of
Really good.
as a comedy. I feel like
Well, it's like that's kind of what all action movies are like
they're kind of
nowadays.
parodies of
Like
themselves.
as
yeah.
long as like Jason Statham's not in it, it's like you're gonna have comedy in the movie.
Yeah.
You
These are
know.
the Russo brothers because they came from Marvel, which is like, there's so many scenes in the event. Like Infinity War, like a cool scene happens, and they just cut to Bruce Banner being like, "Oh, you guys are so screwed." It's like this shitty CGI shot. It's like maybe they're stuck with it. I haven't seen
So
I haven't
bad.
seen Cherry though. I should probably see
Neither
Cherry.
have I didn't see that. But talk about the CGI mess for the airplane.
Oh,
that
do
you're
you do the
talking about.
airplane? The interior of their airplane, even though it's like the most unrealistic thing I've ever seen in my entire life, is so good because I like how he's just like, he's like so calm and he's like, shit, all right, maybe I can get that. No, fuck, I'll just kill this guy and put it on him, get him, and I'll get another one. And he's like tactfully, strategically, like climbing through this tumbling airplane to try to get stuff. And then finally this is where I was like, really, they're going this far with like the thing where he jumps out of an airplane, kills the guy mid air. And it's a total CGI shot. Like everybody looks like they're in a PS2 game. And he's the guy. He rips. He slits the guy's throat, and he like steals the parachute, and he ends up landing safely.
Yeah.
It's like that's like a little, and by little I mean a lot, implausible. It's not plausible at all. It's not plausible at all.
But my CGI problem was only the the train sequence.
When he jumps off the train.
Only when he jumps off.
I had no idea what was going on in that sequence. The way it was shot or something. Like he's running down the thing, and then Anna de Armas like spins the car around, and I'm like, where was she? How did she get there? I'm like, what happened?
That scene was when I was like, yeah, this is Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
like completely.
Like, literally just unkillable.
Speaking of Fast and Furious, do you think they'll ever be as good as the Gray Man? Do you think like they're making two more?
What, you think the Fast and Furious movies?
Yeah. Do you think like
first of all, they all are. They're better than Morbius. And that's saying something.
No, they're not better than
Better than
Morbius.
But the last one was like all. You know what's funny?
They're all Jesse last episode.
Everybody what?
Jesse commented. He was like, I can't
yeah,
believe you said he didn't like Morbius.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that? Every single Fast and Furious movie since like Fast 5, let's say, all of them are bad. But like we watched Fast and Furious 9, F9, we did the computer command, and everybody's like, yeah, that sucked. As opposed to like what? Every other one they've ever made? But why is Fast and Furious 7 and Fast and Furious 8 bad movies, but why are they also very good?
I don't think if you had no friends, Johnny, which is almost how you live now, but
yes.
if you had
I'm 2 friends away from having no friends.
If you had no friends, Johnny, you probably wouldn't like the movies as much as you do. The only reason why you like it is you get to watch them with your friends.
I go see them with my friends.
Yeah.
When did I see Fast and Furious 9? Who did I see that with? With you?
All like a whole bunch of us, yeah.
Oh yeah. Why do I have no memory of seeing that?
Usually I
could tell. Yeah, I am losing. I could tell like anybody where. Did Potok come with us for that?
I'm pretty sure Potok came.
Yeah. I remember now. We saw the freeholder, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, what else do we got? Do we got anything else?
I don't have any other notes other than just like it was a fun movie. Like I had a good time.
Also that little thing they had with the information. Who cares?
That
didn't pay off at all.
I got to like minute.
The guy just crumbles it up and all this green goo comes out.
Yeah, I got to like minute 90 and I was like, what the fuck does that thing do? What does that computer chip even mean? Like I had no idea what that added to their story at all.
Well, it's just like a MacGuffin type thing. Let me ask you this: if you didn't know the budget was $200 million, what would you have guessed the budget of this movie was?
You know I'm horrible at that. I can't even try, man. I'm so bad at doing that.
Mm.
I mean, like, because whenever I think about Baby Driver only costing $30 million, so it's like, and that I think that's a good movie. It's like I have no idea what movies cost anymore.
Wait, but Baby Driver was $30 million?
I'm pretty sure it was. I had to do a project on it.
Fact check that. Boom. He's gonna fact check it.
Yeah, well, I guess unfortunately I had to fact check it.
He has to do more work.
I really hope I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure it's $30 million though.
What would you guess?
Oh, I can't even try. What? How much was what's the most? How much was Batman? How much did that cost?
What to make?
Yeah,
like 150.
150, and this was 200. Holy shit! Then I would have, in comparison, would have said this was like 120.
Really?
If the
That's probably a
Batman
good guess, honestly.
Batman was 150, this was 120.
Well, originally there was reports that the Batman was 100.
That's crazy.
And then
what do you
that was
think
shut
made
down.
this cost so much? Like shooting on location, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, you never know. It could just be. I I actually have no idea.
Well, they had 2 really big stars, Gosling and Evans. So
Yeah, it's true. But so did Knives Out, and Knives Out didn't cost $200 million.
I feel like that was also more of like a, oh, we're making like an independent, interesting, like small. Like I think
But also, it was one house.
that's what I'm saying.
That's not really a fair comparison at all.
Whereas this, it's like let's milk Netflix for everything.
Yeah,
they
but
have.
Thor: Love and Thunder had a $250 million budget.
I don't know. I'm speaking out of my ass. I'm so bad at these budget shit things. What did I say? Did I say budget?
You said budget.
Oh!
I was waiting for you to say it the whole time, and you finally said, "You're like, yeah, that thing."
Oh yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
Oh, we were almost done.
Yeah, when we're done,
All right.
fuck you, bro.
Let's.
No. Go ahead.
I'll do it.
Okay.
What's the next podcast? Are we seeing the DC Pets thing?
I had no plans on it. We
All right,
can
good.
go.
The next movie is what? Bullet Train.
Oh,
can
yeah.
I save that for Bullet Train?
Bro, you want to get drunk on Bullet Train?
Yeah, why not? I just don't want to do it now.
Why do I have to do it now?
No, you're drinking now. I don't want to take.
No,
that
can I
shooter.
save? Then let me put, first time I use a tab.
No, because you're not driving home. You can't use a tab because you're.
What do
not
you mean I
driving
can't
home.
use a tab?
You don't have the tab because you're not.
I have to go to work tomorrow morning.
Oh, gee,
Yeah, there it
I have
is.
to go get 8 hours of sleep and then
there
go to
it
work.
is. You know I don't get 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, still, yeah, but still, do what you want. I mean, you already poured it, so you have to take it. I'll take a half shot. If you drink that, I'll take a half shot.
I don't gain pleasure in watching my friends in pain.
I do. Why do you think you're my friend?
Because you like causing me pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have guessed that, which I just did. Anything else?
No, you could just talk about one more thing while I just look for something on my phone really quick.
Oh, what? The fucking movie recommendation? You
No,
piece of
what are
shit?
you talking about? No, I have the movie recommendation.
Oh,
I
yeah?
just have to
Put your phone down.
I just have to
Put your
figure
phone
something
down.
out.
Tell me what it is.
Yeah, but just hold on for a second.
No. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, wait, hold on.
I'm waiting.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna recommend?
Oh,
Hold on.
you the one that you've had all day. You had
Yeah, because Ryan Gosling is Ryan Gosling has
Don't
been
do that.
he's been in very much movies, and this is actually a good recommendation. I'm gonna recommend for my thing the Nice Guys.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen that? That's 2016. And it's written and directed by Shane Black, who did like Lethal Weapon movies, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and that new Predator movie that came out
I've seen none of
few
those.
years ago. Excellent. So it's Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, and it's in 1970s Los Angeles. A mismatched pair of private eyes investigate a missing girl and the mysterious death of a porn star, and it is very, 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 very good. So like the tone of this movie is basically, in a movie, right? They'll throw you the gun. They go, hey, give me the gun. And they'll throw it and they'll catch it and shoot it, right? And in this, like on the day they were filming, they go, what if the gun just like flies out the window? So he just throws him the gun and they just flies through the window. And he's like, fuck, shit. Like, that's basically the tone of the whole movie.
All right.
So it's very, very
sounds
good.
like
Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling have great chemistry. Ryan Gosling is also very funny in The Gray Man.
Amanda loves that movie.
It's a great movie.
I never saw
Ryan Gosling is really good. Should be in more comedies. I'm excited to see him in Barbie because he's really good at comedy.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling's cool. It's so weird thing about how he like basically like one of his first ever roles was Remember the Titans, and he was like so skinny.
Was it?
Yeah, look up real quick.
I thought he was young Hercules.
Maybe, but the youngest I remember him was Remember the Titans.
It's crazy because he was literally me in that movie. Word reveal.
My words are Barbie, guy, daughter, family, criminal. Johnny, what are your words?
He was Alan Bosley in Remember the Titans.
What are your words, Johnny Cruz?
My words are movie, action, Avengers, Netflix, and budget. You said 4 of them. So you took what? 4? How many?
I still have
took
this.
3 shots tonight?
I still have this one to do.
Yeah, that's funny. So you took 3 full shots tonight.
What is going on? What is happening?
I've just been picking good words, man. Don't hate the play. Hate the game that you created.
I didn't create this game. Your dad did.
Well, my dad did, but you funded it, so you're basically the creator. You took all the credit, so you're the creator. Anyway.
Anything left? You want to leave anybody with something inspirational before we sign off?
Yes. Albert Fish character. Anybody who knows the origin of this sports hat will know that Albert Fish, he murdered all those children and he raped people. I mean, this guy was a real jerk. If you know, you know. All right.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
We will see you on the next one. Maybe Bullet Train, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Who cares? Guys, we'll see you next time.
Boom. 35-minute podcast. Out of the way.